Two shells demand more from government. Over 100 road fatalities this year. And Exxon to relinquish part of Kanji block. I am Nico Beaufort, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. During the ongoing meeting of the National Two Shouts Conference, indigenous leaders throughout the nation raised concerns about access to clean drinking water, infrastructure, business opportunities, and farming materials. The Deputy Two Shou for Santa Cruz requested black tanks for water storage and solar panels for households, while other Two Shous requested upgrades to airstrips, health centers, and communication infrastructure, even asking the local cell phone companies to look into expanding service out there. Many also highlighted the need for better roads and assistance with planting and farming supplies. APNU member Carol Smith Joseph, her again. Anyway, Carol Smith Joseph is taking the president to court. This time it's over his decision to extend Clifton Hickens' tenure as acting commissioner of police indefinitely, claiming that this action violates the Constitution and prohibits the upward movement of police ranks. Hickens turned 55 last month, the age of retirement. That's really young, 55. Smith Joseph argues that there is no legal basis for the president to extend Hickens' tenure and that the doctrine of necessity is no longer applicable. Meanwhile, Attorney General Nondalaw dismissed these claims, saying there's nothing wrong with the move. Our president authorized the establishment of a defense institute within the Guyana Defense Force to maintain high standards for officers. The President has granted authorization for the creation of a program curriculum, and officers will spend at least 6 weeks at the Foreign Service Institute to grasp a full understanding of all aspects of Guyana's foreign policy, diplomacy, and its link and relation to defense. The officers will also learn Spanish and have a full understanding of what is required to preserve the Constitution of Guyana. The government plans to reopen the tender process for the construction of the Mila Falls hydropower station after China Railway Group Limited had difficulties honoring its commitment to the build, own, and operate transfer contract. The project was expected to add 165 megawatts of energy to the national grid, but with delays, the timeline has been revised. The executing company would supply electricity to GPL at a cost not exceeding 77 US cents per kilowatt hour. Now for crime news. Police Sergeant Ramesh Chitram and Constable Marlon Kadu had their bribery charges dropped after no case submission presented by Kadu's defense attorney was upheld by the magistrate. The allegation against them was that they corruptly obtained $400,000 from Gomati Matadin as an inducement for not charging Jamal Hussain for alleged possession of an illegal firearm. The charge against Chitram was also dismissed earlier this year. Ultimately, Hussain was in fact charged for the unlicensed firearm. Between January and August of 2023, 110 people died in road accidents on Guyana's roadways, including 3 children, with 92 fatal accidents occurring during that time. The government and police force have launched a campaign to address the issue, including hosting lecture series with transportation drivers and other road users. But the president has indicated that more needs to be done to curb recklessness on the roadways after 8 youths died in separate accidents last week.
Attention truck owners. Between potholes, bad drivers, and high fuel prices, you've got 99 problems to deal with. But with Powered Automotive, your engine ain't one. That's because they stock high-quality parts and spares you need at prices you can't beat. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them at telephone number 6970171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana.
Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GTEats is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GTEats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today.
The body of an unidentified male of indigenous descent was found dead on a parapet in Baltica, Region 7. The body was discovered by a taxi driver and there were no signs of violence observed. Investigations are ongoing. Reagan Rodriguez, a farmer from Charity Housing Scheme, is feared dead after a collision between two boats on the Pomeroon River. The boat captain of the larger vessel reported that he did not see the smaller vessel, which was captained by Rodriguez. The captain is in police custody, and a search party has been established to recover Rodriguez. 3 men were arrested in Friendship East Bank, Demerara, after being found with 450 grams of cannabis during a police operation. The men were discovered in a house during a search, and the cannabis was found in a bedroom under the bed. The 3 men were arrested and taken to the Diamond Police Station, and further investigations are ongoing. The police are currently investigating the death of 57-year-old security guard Dao Chan Denai, whose body was found at the Lusignan Golf Club with injuries to his head and bound hands. The building was broken into and 2 grass-cutting machines and 2 cases of beer were missing. Investigations are ongoing. Now for today's oil update. ExxonMobil is due to relinquish a portion of the Kanji block by the end of the year, according to the Vice President. The Kanji block agreement requires 20% to be returned to the state after 3 years. Meanwhile, no portion of the Kaitra block has been relinquished due to a side letter agreement in 2017 limiting exploration to 40% of the block, given its proximity to the Venezuelan border. In other oil-related news, the government will not intervene in the human resource shortage at the Guyana Revenue Authority's petroleum unit, leaving Commissioner General Godfrey Stacia solely responsible for addressing the issue. The government is focused on ensuring adherence to local content provisions and will not give directions in relation to audits, which is an entirely technical matter. The GRA has been lacking half of the staff required for the job, with 31 on roll while 65 persons are required for the job, and trained workers are being lured with higher salaries from oil companies and their contractors.
It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest, now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now for our Uncut News Views Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it plays to us. Last night I asked, how do we as Guyanese truly be non-aligned in this new Cold War?
But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description.
Barefoot Wanderer says there needs to be more examples of Gabon around the world. Let the global south rise up and the global north starve. Cleanse the puppets. Align with those who want to uplift your nation, not just those who want to exploit your resources. That's what I'm saying. We need to start voting in people who actually care about our nation and not just their pockets. GT Memoir says we have to stop begging. Stop allowing them to dictate how we develop Guyana. Spend the oil and gas money to make Guyana an exporting nation. I agree with you 100%. This is a time for us to start standing up for ourselves. Everett Lawrence says give the young people the vile music and they will flounce their lives away and forget the important issues affecting them. Although it seems like Ian King seems to agree with you, saying that they would ask the Guyanese people, especially the young ones, to stop listening to those vile and common music here everywhere you go. You should be refining your way of life. Have some self-respect and respect for the people around you. Indeed, I agree. And in fact, if they keep this up, that's why Sarah Lynch and others like her are definitely going to lynch the Guyanese nation. No apologies whatsoever. I agree. And you know what? Barefoot Wanderer's response to you is absolutely right. They keep flooding us with all this low vibration, bass level music meant to keep us all dumped down and violent and sexual. And if you ask me, I wouldn't have any of that crap playing on our national airwaves. Just saying. Now for tonight's question. The average life for most in our indigenous communities in the hinterland is difficult to say the least. What are some ways the government can help improve their lives? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bullfoot saying, have a great weekend. And as always, don't drink and drive, or you'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Ha! Good night, folks.